Please welcome Pete Davidson!
Pete Davidson, ain't no mystery. Google wants me to know his tainted history. Pete Davidson, something can't be planned.
Very cool. That's some love. That's
Very
some love
nice.
for Pete Davidson right there, buddy.
It's a full crowd.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming back.
Thanks for having me.
SNL had a great season last year. You had a great season as well, so congrats
Thank
again
you.
on that. I wanted to ask you a question, though, because there was an episode where I know you're friends with him, but it was Machine Gun Kelly, and you are at the end of the show at Good Nights, and you're kind of hugging and celebrating, and then you fall off the stage.
Yeah.
What's the real story? What happened?
So Coulson, or as you may know him as Machine Gun Kelly, he bruised his coccyx that week. If you don't know what a coccyx is, it's the bone in your ass.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, it's from.
back or
If you
hip.
ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico says Grandma took a spill at the dunes. She broke her coccyx. Yeah,
That's a good reference.
So I thought he was joking. He was like, "I broke my coccyx."
broke his
Or he
coccyx.
bruised it. And I was like, "Oh, that's." He was like, "No, for real." So he couldn't like walk or sit, and he had like a tushy pillow that he was walking. It was just really cool to see like the most gangster thug dude I know, just like put a little tushy pillow down and like sit.
Inflatable
Yeah, it's
ring.
just like Megan Fox is right there, and he's sitting on his little tushy pillow. So he was like, for Good Nights, we should do something, silly. And I was like, or, you could just enjoy the moment and clap. And he was like, no, we'll think of something. He thinks, I'm going to, like, pick you up. I was like, I don't know if you should do that. It's a crowded stage. We should just clap. And whatever. He's like, yeah, you're right. And he got really excited, and he went to pick me up, and he forgot that he had a bruised coccyx. So he, like, went to pick me up, and then he couldn't go up, so he just started to slowly tilt back, and he went, oh no, and it was such a slow fall. We had time for him to go, oh no, and I went, you're a moron.
It was that
Yeah,
slow of a
it was
fall?
that slow. I got the full line out.
I have a clip. I want to
great.
show everyone. Here's
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly trying to pick Pete up on SNL. Take a look at this. Dude, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
that was.
And then they cut right after that. They went right to whatever the next thing was. So I went to. Nobody ever texted me during the show. I went back. There was like 40 texts like, "Yo, you alive?" Yeah.
That was so funny, dude. Last time you were on the show, we were talking about Suicide Squad and SNL, and I think I remember you telling me that you got a dog, and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And then
It's a big deal. Yeah.
and now you came back here and you just told me backstage, you go, hey, dude, everything's cool. I just got a dog, and I go,
Yeah.
yeah, you told me that already.
Yeah, I got 3 dogs during the pandemic because it's hard. No, I got the first dog, like, for me, but I had to leave and go do something, so I had to stay with my mom. And then when I came back, the dog was, like, really tight with my mom. Like, more, like, it wasn't as excited to see me as it was my mom,
Right,
so I bought another one. And then same situation happened where I had to go away for a little bit, but I was like, can't leave it with my mom because
we saw what happened.
Yeah, I saw what happened to the first one.
Yeah.
So I gave it to my sister because she's less lovable of the Davidsons. No, I'm kidding. She's wonderful. She actually just got her coat. She got coded. She's like a registered nurse now.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. So
All right,
so I was
with
like,
her.
safe, I'll give her the dog. And then I came back, same thing happened. The dog was really in love with my sister and not me. So I bought a 3rd dog. And now she's with me all the time. And this one I think is gonna stay with me. Yeah.
You got 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I want to ask you quickly. I know you're getting ready to work in a couple of projects, but one project you're working on, I'm very excited about. You're going to play Joey Ramone.
Yes. That is yeah, thank you. Yeah. I would also be hesitant to clap as well. No, it's the craziest thing. It was like a year or 2 ago, I got a call. They were like, would you like to play Joey Ramone? And I was like, yeah.
Of course.
But I thought it wasn't like a real thing. And then it became a real thing. So now, hopefully in January or February we're starting.
This is amazing, buddy. I've never heard you sing.
I can't.
There you go. This is perfect.
As a joke, this is true. 3 years ago, I started taking singing lessons as a joke. Because I just thought it would be funny if, like, one day, like, I was just hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
And, like,
belted
out a song. And, like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that would be a good bit.
Just kicking it with the boys in the most song-friendly environment, and they just belt out like Sinatra or something. Yeah, so I've been going to this for like a year. I went to this guy he's a voice coach of the Stars.
Wow.
And I remember going up to his apartment, and he was like, "This is so great. This is cool. We get to work together." He's like, "What project is this for?" And I was like, "This is for my pure enjoyment."
Nothing. Yeah. I'm just here to hang and learn something.
I can't sing yet, but I know what it's supposed to sound like.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be good.
Oh, one day I will belt it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this Sunday. Madison Square Garden, NYC, still rising after 20 years, a comedy celebration. Listen to all these comedians that are going to be at the Garden this Sunday. Amy Schumer, Bill Burr, Colin Jost, Colin Quinn, Dave Attell, Dave Chappelle, John Mulaney, Jon Stewart, Michael Che. I'm going to be there.
Jimmy's going to be there.
Yeah.
Very nice of you to, I know you're a busy guy, so thanks for doing that.
Are you kidding me? I got it. You sent me a text and you go, well, I might put this thing on with John, and would you be interested? I go, anything. Obviously, for the city and for you, I'd do it. But I mean, was it hard to get all these?
The lineup's nuts. Yeah, it's like the Avengers and me. No, it was really cool. Me and John just reached out to. Luckily, we have really great friends, and we reached out, and everybody was super stoked to do it. And it was just like, it's obviously like a thing that's like close to me and stuff. So I got a lot of people wanted to do like a thing, like some sort of like a. Like an article or like it, and it all just felt really weird. So I just called John and I was like, we should do something fun, like a fun little party and like just have a good time. So that's how it came together. And he does a lot, for firemen and a lot for the city. So it was just...
and all the proceeds are going to go to 9/11 charities.
Yeah.
I should say. So so I'm hanging out with Pete Davidson, ladies and gentlemen. Now, thank you. We're about to play a game we call Wheel of Opinions. Here we go. Okay, I will hit this button, which activates the opinion topic generator. It'll land on a random topic, whatever it is, you have to give your opinion on it. You ready for this?
Okay.
Here we go. First topic is... corn. Okay. Would you rather be caught saying, I went glamping, or I'm hangry?
What's glamping?
Glamping is people say glamping. It's like glamorous camping, maybe? And people go like, I went glamping. Yeah, people know it.
Oh, for God's sakes, everybody knows glamping.
Everybody
knows what glamping is.
That is Jon Stewart right there.
Glamping is very popular.
That is Jon Stewart right there, John.
Hey, John.
Welcome, John.
Hold on. Let me put my glasses on so I look like my opinions are smarter.
John, thank you, John. You were just streaming the show from home?
I'm at work.
Yes, I'm sorry.
still at work. You know, Peter, somebody has to make a living in this household. And it's me.
John.
He comes home, he eats the peanut butter, he drinks the milk. You know,
I know. John, do you have an opinion on glamping or hangry?
Either one of those should, and again, I'm not a man that's speaking for vigilante justice, but if you were to use any, I believe it's not improper to tie you to the back of a vehicle, maybe a city bike, and to drag you through perhaps 6th Avenue.
Yeah,
some people call it the Avenue of America.
Of course they do. It's a very popular.
And to have townspeople curse your name and spit upon you.
All right, that's a good opinion. John, while you're here, can we just maybe get your opinion on a couple other topics? Let's try one.
Jimmy, I was hoping you'd ask. Here's one opinion you may not know. I love Pete Davidson.
Oh.
I love John.
That's a fact.
He's such a good guy.
Oh, I love that. All right, how about any opinion? Let's see if Pete Davidson comes up on the opinion topic generator. What? Swimming with dolphins.
How nice.
Yeah. I have an opinion on that. Your generator is full of
What? What about my generator? Swimming.
your topic generator.
Yeah, why with swimming with dolphins, do you have an opinion on it? Not the generator.
I don't have an opinion with swimming in them, but I am pro blow.
What is wrong with you, man? Pete,
I think it's a lovely thing to do with your family on vacation.
Okay. You think that's perfect.
Also,
Sure.
pro blow.
He's
Coming
also
from a guy
pro
who's
blow.
angry.
Yeah, okay. Our final topic here we go. The opinion topic generator, John.
All right, what do you got?
Mets versus Yankees. I have a feeling where you're going to land, John. Pete, do you have an opinion, Mets versus Yankees?
I always root for the Mets because their fans are sad. But when you're a New Yorker, you get the choice. And why you pick the Yankees? Because they win.
Yeah.
First of all,
But I always root
get
for
a
the.
choice.
I always root for the Mets. It's like it would be nice for the Mets or Jets to win something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan?
as a Mets fan, since the 1960s,
Wow.
I accept Peter's charity. And as fans, we win nothing, but it is not a choice. My father was born in Brooklyn, and we were not allowed to like the Yankees. He would rather you smoke cigarettes in the street while drinking whiskey
As a child.
naked.
Yeah.
As a 7-year-old, by the way, not a good father,
He would rather that.
than like the Yankees.
That's correct. So you are a diehard all the way, Mets all the way, Jon Stewart.
I believe the key phrase there is die. We suck.
Pete Davidson, Jon Stewart, everybody.
Thanks, John.
Hey, hey.